Typically, this is the way our Colenz tables are crated for shipping. The crate should come to you from the freight company on a truck with a lift gate, so they don't have to drop it off the truck. Make sure that they handle it gently, and we'll set it down on a nice level spot for you. Check the crate to make sure that there's no damage to it. This crate has been used once, and so you can see here, I don't know if you can notice that, but this crate had been run into by forklifts in a previous shipment, and it's been repaired. But make sure that if it does have holes like that in it, that you have them sign for the damage, or that they wait while you undo it. Make sure that you haven't damaged the device in any way. The table is packaged very well. It's wrapped, and it's got plenty of padding around it, so there shouldn't be any problem. But the first thing you'll do is you'll take a drill, Phillips head, and take off the top. Take the screws out. You'll see there's screws about every 10 inches around the top. Take the top lid off, set it aside, and then you'll want to come back to the end panels and take the screws off of the end panels. Take the end panel off, both ends, and then on the side panels there's just 4 screws. 4 screws right down on the bottom there. There's one there, there, and there. And the whole crate will come apart. The table will be sitting on a couple of stands with the console underneath it, and any of the accessories will be packed around it. Take the crate apart, set the device off of the stand, and then you can just discard of the packing crate and take the unit into the room and begin the installation process, which is on another feature. It should take care of it. Again, make sure that you check the crate, and before the truck driver leaves, that you make sure that it looks like it's intact, or have them sign for it. Thank you. Alright, today we're making a video on uncrating and setting up the Colenz. The Colenz is very simple to install, just some basic principles that we have to talk about. It comes in 2 pieces, the table and the console, and they'll be in the crate together. Generally the console is down underneath the table, and after you uncrate it, you just pull them out, clean them off, and be ready then to move them into your unit and install them. Be careful when you're moving the table. The table has very strong legs, the black part of this, but these are just covers. So when you lift up the table, don't lift it by the leg covers, but lift it by the legs themselves. The legs are adjustable, and they should be set pretty close to what you need. But if you need to raise or lower the table an inch or so, it will do that. You can do that with by turning the legs. The legs and the covers can come off if you need to get it through a doorway or stairways or somewhere where it's not very accessible. So don't stress. It will fit into any. I haven't found a location I couldn't put it in. So you're going to take it in, set it up in the area where it's going to be put together. You'll assemble it, and then you'll hook it to the plumbing. And we'll talk about all those procedures. And at the end of this tape, we'll actually show you the crate, and we'll do it in reverse order because I'm going to be crating this up. It'll just be taking the crate apart opposite of what we're doing. First thing you'll do is, let's pretend the table is sitting in your room, in the Colenz room where you're going to set it up. Set it in the area where it's going to hook up to the sewer and to the water. Then you will take the console and set it on top of the table. You'll see here I've got little red, just some little tape. That indicates where we moved the console to. The holes are pre-drilled in the sides, so we have to be pretty close on where we set it so that the holes will match up. I will set this on top so you can see how that's done. And one person can handle this if they need to. Okay, the table has some supports that are pretty well set in place, so you know where to go. Bring that forward right to that tape right there, which should be even right along here. Take a paper clip. If I had one, I thought I had one. I do. Take a paper clip and just make sure that your holes are lining up. There, that hole is right there. And that hole is right there. In one of the tanks, you'll find a package, and inside this package will be 4 screws, along with a couple other things. 4 screws are what you want right now. Basic Phillips screwdriver, power driver. Put it in there, pull it down tight, and just tighten it in. There are 4 screws around the table that you'll do that to. Then the table is firmly in place. The console is firmly attached. Remove the tape and just touch it up. You get a little bit dusty and could get a little bumps, but it'll all sand out if you get scratches or anything like that, and I'll talk to you about how to do that. Once you take the console and the table are together, then using a nut driver, let's see, that is a I guess it's a 15/16 nut driver. No, it could be. It's 5/16. 5/16 nut driver. Loosen this stand up. This will go into there tight. This will slide up onto here. And then we tighten that down. And I'm not actually going to put this together because I'm just crating it up right now. But that's one step. This is the discharge chamber. We want to attach the discharge chamber to the draining hose. And we'll talk about that, how we use that later. If I can get the cameraman to come around this side now a little bit. The next step is to attach, come right over here. The next step is to attach the hoses to the manifolds. Just bundle them up like this so that they don't scratch up the machine during shipping. And you'll see that you'll have to pull the ends out, and the ends are all color-coded. You'll need 2 wrenches, a 5/16, no, excuse me, a 5/8 and a 7/8. Wrench. And you'll see again that they're color-coded. So the white one will attach to the white one. We take that, line it up here, attach it. These will pull out, so you get a little more accessibility. Just get it lined up. Once you get it started, you can do it quite a ways with your fingers, and then you'll use your wrench to tighten it up. So, white one up to white one. Now you'll notice that the tanks are already hooked to the manifolds. And they don't have to come apart to disengage from the table, so we just leave those attached, and there's no color coding there. Next one will be the green. Bring it up, attach it to there, push this back in place. Now the next one would be the black one. And if you've got extra hose, just push it back down inside. So black one will attach to the black one. The yellow one, which is the hand sprayer, I use to kind of tie up the bundle. So you've got a lot of extra hose here, and that'll allow the hand sprayer to come out of the machine, and we'll show you that in a minute. So yellow to yellow, and then the water sources. The red, of course, that's the warm, and this uses a 7/8 wrench to tighten it. And then the blue is the cold. And these are attached to these master valves right here. The cold master, which comes up to here, the warm master, which comes to there. And that's how the machine is powered, and we can use each one of these stations individually when we go through the training steps. There's a cold tank and a warm tank. When you adjust the mix of the water from cold and warm into the client, it comes down from here, mixes together, and goes into the client station. Underneath here is the power cord. This can just plug into a standard outlet. There is right here, and cameraman, maybe you can go down and kind of get a shot of that. You see that there's a GFI outlet right here, like you'd have in a bathroom, and there's a reset button on it. So when you plug it in, if you don't have power, you may have to hit the reset button to get it powered. And you can always plug two appliances into here if you want to. You can plug a light or whatever. So these are live once we get this done, and this powers the fan. The fan runs through here, and if the fan ever turns off and won't work, you can't get it turned on, the first thing you want to do is check this reset button and make sure it hasn't popped. So just push the button, reset it, and it should take off. Okay, so once we're in place, we've got it together, we've got the hoses on. Now we can put it against the wall and put it in place. Most of the time what would be advisable is to put a dab of silicone underneath the legs. That will keep it from sliding around. If you've got a tile floor, just a little dab of silicone underneath the legs themselves will keep the machine from sliding. It's from